What can Alexa do for you, you ask? Well, let me show you. Computer, I'm feeling creative.
Let's do this.
Come on, girl. Yeah, it's me, Jackie Murray. Don't give me that look. That's right. Let's get sweaty. Let's get real sweaty. I'm talking rainforest sweaty. I'm talking swamp sweaty. Let's fill the bathtub full of sweat.
Hello everybody, it's your boy Sean G, aka Big Brother Motown, coming back to you with another video on how you can automate your studio using an Alexa enabled device and smart plugs. As you can see, I just turned on my entire studio using a voice command on Alexa. And I got this idea from a guy named Dr. Mix. He does a lot of videos on YouTube. He's very popular, and he just rebuilt his whole studio using smart plugs. He decided that he would get a smart plug for every piece of equipment in his studio and completely voice automate his whole studio. And I liked the idea, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to spend that much money, I should say, on smart plugs. He had like 50 smart plugs in his studio. So I came up with the idea that I can do the same thing much cheaper. So what I did was this. I got these smart plugs. These are GoSun smart plugs. And I like these because they are single outlet plugs that turn one outlet into two. And the form factor is small enough that you could put two of these on top of each other in an outlet. So another benefit to this particular model is that these two plugs can be controlled individually or as a single unit. That comes in handy as well. So what I decided to do was use a combination of smart plugs and power strips to automate my studio. So I have my Alexa enabled device here, which is always plugged in straight to the wall. Then I have a smart plug over here for my keyboards and my MPCX. So the left side is plugged into the power strip that is plugged into keyboards 2 and 3. So both of my Rolands, the XP80 and the Phantom X up here up top. And the MPCX, which is not turned on because I haven't pushed the button. All three of those plus my USB hub here are plugged into the power strip, which is plugged into the left side of this smart plug. The right side of the smart plug has my Kronos only in it, and I'll explain why I did that in a second. Over here on the back of this desk, there's another smart plug plugged into a wall, and the left side of that smart plug has a power strip with all of my desk stuff on it. So the speakers, both sets of monitors, all of the rack mount stuff, the big knob, and my subwoofer down here is all plugged into a power strip that's plugged into the left side of the second smart plug behind the desk. The right side of the second smart plug behind the desk has the LED lights in my studio plugged in it. So, like I said, you can control each half of this plug individually. You can label it individually. You can turn it off individually. And they also have little buttons on here where you can push if you just wanted to push the button and reach over there and do it. You could do it that way too. Or you can turn off or on any of these outlets from the Alexa app on your phone. Now, the reason why I set up my Kronos on its own outlet is because sometimes I come in the studio and I just want to practice. I don't want to do any production. I don't want to cut all of this stuff on. The only thing I need to cut on is my keyboard, my bottom one that I play for practice, and my speakers. So I can come in the studio and give a command to Alexa, and it'll cut on just the bottom keyboard and my speakers and my big knob. My desk, I should say, and my big knob. If I come in and let's say I want to do a full production, then I've got a routine created on Alexa where I can come in, give Alexa a command, and she'll cut on everything in the studio, including my Vizio TV, which is a SmartCast enabled TV that is compatible with Alexa. So it's just a really smart way to be able to set up your entire studio. You can be as creative as you want to as far as the combinations of stuff that you set up and how you want to automate it with your voice, or if you want to just pull out your phone and hit a button, you can create groups in Alexa. So I have a group in Alexa called Studio, and that group has all of these outlets, the Echo Dot and the Smart TV in the group. So I could give a single command, and turn everything in here off if I want to as well. Let me give you one warning about this though. These smart plugs, they have a maximum wattage rating. If you look right here on the side of the box, it says, let's see, wrong side. Here it is over here on this side. If you look right here on the side of the box, it says rated power 1200 watts, 120 volts. Okay. And output 10 amps, which is 10 amps max, which is a lot, but pay more attention to 120 watts because that's how most equipment is rated. So when you plug in stuff like power strips, whole strips where you got multiple items plugged into a power strip and then plugged into the smart plug, be very careful about the total wattage that your equipment is pulling. Do not, I repeat, do not plug one of these. I have a space heater down here because it gets a little cold down here sometimes. Do not plug a space heater into one of these smart plugs. It will fry it. The whole circuit will be gone. It won't work anymore because this thing by itself pulls 1500 watts of power. So do not put appliances like that pull that much wattage into a smart plug. But the way I figure it, I don't have too much wattage. I mean, everything in my desk right now is probably about 700-800 watts max. I would give myself a couple hundred watts or at least 100 watts of cushion. So if the max wattage rating is 1200, I'd say don't plug more than 100 watts of equipment. And I mean, if your max watts is 1200 watts, don't plug more than 1100 watts of equipment into that smart plug or you'll fry it. So, the speakers, at max volume, they probably pull like maybe 100 watts a piece. And, I'm thinking I'm pretty good. I've been doing some testing and I haven't blown anything out yet. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Haven't blown anything out yet. And the keyboards, they don't pull that much power, surprisingly. They pull a pretty good amount, but maybe, 50 to 100 watts each. So I haven't had any of the plugs go out on me. But that's just a quick tip to, get you guys some ideas about how to automate your studio, because it is a pain in the butt to come down here when you get the mood or you're feeling creative and a song idea hits you and now you got to turn on all these switches. It's just really convenient. And, the more you embrace technology, the better things will be. So just an idea. Hope this helps somebody out. It's a really cool setup. And with that being said, Big Brother Motown is out of here. You guys take it easy. Computer, good night.
Okay.